Welcome to Awesome Reader, where we review different books by different authors. This Sunday, we review 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. About the author. Khalid Hosseini is one of the most widely read and beloved authors. He has written other books. The Kite Runner was his first book. The Mountain Echoed, and most recently, Sea Prayer. He is a Goodwill Ambassador of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and the founder of the Khalid Hosseini Foundation, which provides humanitarian assistance to the people of Afghanistan. He was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, and lives in North California. The book has 412 pages. The cover of the book, light yellow, a lady fully dressed with a burqa. Currently, the book retails at 1,000 Kenya shillings. But remember, you can get yourself a copy of the book at a discount from Textbook Center. Details on the description below. To the highlights of the book. We are introduced to Mariam, then about 5 years, and his mother Nana. Mariam has just broken one of her mother's Chinese tea set. Harami, bastard, is what her mother called her. An unwanted person is what she learned it to be later on in life. Jamil, his father, a rich man with several businesses in Kabul, visited every Thursday, and with Mariam in his lap, told her several stories of things and towns in Kabul. Jamil had 3 wives and 9 legitimate children. Nana, Mariam's mother, was a servant when she got pregnant with Mariam. She had to be sent away. Mariam longed to live in a rat with Jamil and be part of his family. She knew what she wanted for her 15th birthday. And when Jamil came that Thursday, she said she wanted to be taken to the cinema. She wanted no one else to do that duty except for Jalil. Jalil promised to show up the next day to do that, but he did not appear. Mariam decided to head to Herat to look for Jalil. He was a household name. It did not take long for Mariam to find his house. She was not allowed in the house. She was told Jalil was not in. And after sleeping outside the whole night, the chauffeur took her back home. Howbeit, not without a fight. As she got home, before she could get to the house, she saw Nana, her mother, dangling on a tree. Jalil took Mariam to his house after the funeral was over. A few days later, after the funeral, the 3 wives of Jalil and Jalil himself summoned Mariam. "We have great news for you," said one of the wives. "You have a suitor." The first wife smiled as she told her that. Mariam felt like the whole world was falling apart. She looked at Jalil for rescue and pleaded with him, but none was forthcoming. It was settled. The man lives in Kabul. He repairs shoes, does not look older than 45, and well, his wife had died. The nikah was performed very quickly the next day, as Rasheed, the new husband, had to leave the same day to Kabul and had a ticket for the bus. The mullah conducted the wedding, and everything was done as they headed to the bus station. Mariam became pregnant, was so excited and happy about it. But before long, she saw blood, and the ride to the doctor confirmed that it was God's will. Things in the house changed. Rasheed just came to the house, smoked, and slept. He still took her out on Fridays, but they never had any conversations. 4 years passed. A coup happened in Afghanistan and now become a republic. Mariam has had 4 more miscarriages at age 19. Marriage was bad. She now dreads cooking for her husband. who now finds everything to complain and beat her up. In part 2 of the book, we're introduced to Laila and a very close friend, Tariq, also a neighbor. All of them neighbors to Rasheed and the wife Mariam. Tariq was at this point leaving for 2 weeks to be his paternal uncle. Laila's parents were given to fighting almost every day, and she was most of the time left to be alone. Together one afternoon, Tariq came with the sad news. The war had become too much and they were leaving Afghanistan for Pakistan. Or is it Iraq? Well, it was a moment of sadness, and they got close, they kissed, they made love. Tariq asked for a quick nikah, a quick marriage. Laila refused, and it was goodbye from there. Tariq and family were leaving the next day. 17 days after Tariq and family left Kabul, Laila's family made the same decision. But as she carried stuff outside the gate, she saw light, heard sounds, and she was hit against the wall. And part 2 ends with her in and out of consciousness. As part 3 opens, Mariam and Rasheed are taking care of Laila. She is in much pain and in need of medication to get to sleep. She is now staying with Mariam and Rasheed. For a long time, Rasheed had not beaten up Mariam, his wife. Perhaps it was because Laila was around, until Rasheed told Mariam what he wanted. He wanted to marry Laila. He felt that he was the best option given the war and the situation currently in Afghanistan. The wedding was quick. It's been 6 weeks since Tariq left, and Laila knew she had missed her periods. That wedding night they spent together with Rasheed. She took a knife, punctured herself, and ensured there was some spot of blood on where they laid together. Rasheed took Laila gently to the hospital, but he came back disappointed as it was a baby girl. He became his old self again, angry and annoyed. Never called the baby by its name. He referred to the baby as that thing. The little girl was called Aziza, the cherished one. Mariam opened up on her past to Laila since her mother passed away. Jalil and his wives and what they did to her. After that episode, Laila also opened to her. It's then that she knew that Aziza was a harami. The two wives planned and hatched a plot to head to Pakistan. They sold everything they got, and when Rasheed left for work, they escaped. They met a man at the station to assist them to get tickets, but the man turned on them and told the police about their intentions. They were arrested, and despite their pleadings, they were returned to Rasheed. She saw him, and at first she thought she had seen a ghost. It was Tariq. Rasheed had sent someone to lie to Laila that Tariq had been killed by the Mujahideens. And there he was, feeling Laila on her life since they left for Pakistan. Rasheed knew from Zalma, his son, that Tariq had come, and Laila asked Rasheed why he had to lie about Tariq being dead. And in the same breath, Rasheed also said he knew about her, Aziza, a harami child. As usual, the beating started. The belt was on the back of Laila. As Rasheed kept struggling with Laila, Mariam came with a shovel and hit Rasheed once and then again with everything that was left in her, and hit him again. After everything is settled, Rasheed was normal. In the morning, Mariam told Laila to go get her daughter and leave. She felt she could not live with them anymore and will take the responsibility of the deaths. That was the last time Laila saw Mariam, as she looked back and waved goodbye on her way to get Aziza, who was on a children's home. Mariam was taken to prison. Her sentencing did not last more than 15 minutes and it was done. Next day, she was taken to a stadium and through the loudspeakers, her crime was sounded out. She was killed with a bullet at the head at the stadium. Anika was conducted the next day for Tariq and Laila as soon as they reached Pakistan. After 9/11, an American having driven out the Taliban, Laila tells Tariq they needed to go home back to Kabul. Their first stop in Afghanistan was in Herat, the place where Mariam was born. Laila met a friend of Mariam, Fazul, who had a package from his estranged dad, Jalil. He had left her an inheritance and Laila got to read on the letter. My opinion, the book really leaves you with a sad feeling. And as usual, the author takes you on a roller coaster of emotions, just like in his earlier book, The Kite Runner. You keep hoping for different endings, and the author disappoints you time and time again. The descriptive nature of the skins and the character is just wonderful. The use of suspense makes the book an easy page turner. This is a book you would want to read more than once. Have you read 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini? If you have, let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. This has been Awesome Reader. Subscribe, like, and share. Remember to get details on how you can get a copy at a discount from Textbook Center on the description section below. Till next Sunday, let's keep reading.